guys, welcome back. I know it's been quite a while and you're probably wondering, what is this get up? But anyway, some really interesting things have happened that have precluded me making any video updates recently. So let's just say that the Labor Day holiday for the Bennett family was not very good. I won't go into excruciating detail because that's not train related, but I just want to kind of pass on what's going on. So basically, over the Labor Day holiday, I had brain surgery. That's why I'm wearing this. I've got a nice scar on my head that you just don't need to see. So it started off the week before Labor Day. Just sort of weird. I thought it was a stroke. It wasn't a stroke, thankfully. But I went down to the hospital. They did CT scans, MRIs, and it turns out basically I had an infection in my right frontal lobe and it needed to come out. So I got checked into the hospital Thursday evening before the Labor Day holiday weekend. Friday morning I was in surgery. And they went in, they took the infection out. Pretty much got all of it out, I think, but I had a nice scar. And now I'm recovering, doing very well. It's been a couple weeks since the surgery and whatnot, so I'm pretty much back to full strength. I had lost strength in my left side because the infection was causing swelling, and it was the neurosurgeon that said it was pushing my brain to the right. So obviously, the right side controls the left side of your body. That's why I noticed it. That's why I thought it was a stroke, because my left arm got weak. And my father-in-law had a stroke, so I kind of knew what to look for in terms of the symptoms, drooping face, one side weakness, but I had no headaches, no blurry vision, just, I guess, an infection in the brain, and my brain was swelling. So I went down, they took it out, and now, again, I'm at home. I have this wonderful, this is a PICC line. For those of you that don't know it, basically it's an intravenous line, 41 centimeters long, that runs in the vein up through here, right up to somewhere around the top of my heart. Every 8 hours, I have to stop and put IV antibiotics in. And I'm doing that for, like I said, every 8 hours for about 6 weeks. So I got 3 more weeks to go on that, which is really annoying to say the least. Because you're not supposed to get this wet, and when you take a shower, which I just did, what a cluster. You have to wrap yourself in saran wrap, basically, to keep the dressing dry. And that's hard to do by yourself. If you ever try to wrap yourself with cellophane, it's not that easy. Just trust me on that one. Hopefully you don't have to go through that. All right, so I'm going through this with the IVs and some other medication as well. And another fun thing that happened, you might wonder, what's this little purse you're wearing? It's not a purse. This is an AFib monitor. When I was in the hospital, I had some AFib, arrhythmia basically in my heart. And it was only really the one night, the night after surgery, Friday night, it was kind of going nuts all night. The next day it kind of calmed down. But the cardiologist said, look, just to be safe, go ahead, wear this monitor for 30 flipping days. This is really annoying because I got these electrodes now hanging off me. This little thing. That's why I bought a nice Ontario and Western black t-shirt. Kind of, blends in a little bit. Kind of stylish. Sporting the new O&W shirt with a nice little monitor on. So this thing is a pain in the butt too. I got to walk around with for 30 days. I'm about halfway through doing that. So anyway, and on top of all that, just to make this any more fun and enjoyable story, the same day I went into the hospital, Thursday, my father-in-law went into the hospital with COVID. And unfortunately, we lost him. He passed away on Monday. He had other conditions as well that the COVID must have really aggravated because, like I said, unfortunately, he did pass away on Labor Day itself on Monday. So we're going through that, dealing with that situation as well. So, not to get into all the politics and craziness going on, but just get vaccinated. He was not vaccinated, and he refused to do it. He was 81 years old, had a good life. He did a lot of things in his life, so he had, he didn't just sit around and do nothing. After a stroke, he did kind of slow down a little bit, but he was recovering very, very well. So it really is kind of a shame. I don't know if he had been vaccinated, would it have saved him? I don't know that. I'm not a doctor or higher powers than that, but just recommend you do it. Just, because we lost him, and so now it's personal to me. COVID took someone in our family, so just be aware of that fact. I think you should get vaccinated if you're not so. Again, I'm not trying to push anybody, and there's all kinds of personal freedom, going on. But if it helps, it helps. And we'll see. So that's what's going on with me. I am back, back down, obviously back in the layout, trying to get back into it a little bit. For a week or so there, I was really kind of foggy after they had drilled into my head. But I am back at work now and doing fine. Just recovering. It's just going to be a while just to get through this antibiotic run and get this little monitor off, and hopefully that stays clean. I can't tell because it doesn't beep at you or anything. It just sits there. I don't know if it's going crazy and someone's monitoring this somewhere going, this dude's in trouble. But I'm not getting any phone calls or anything, so I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's going on. So I'm wearing this biker hat, so I look like a tough biker dude. But actually it covers the incision. What I will do, I'm going to warn you, just for fun, I'll throw some pictures up of the scar that it looked like right after I got it with the staples in my head. It would have been perfect if it was a little bit closer to Halloween. I could have come out and given out the candy and scared the crap out of the kids. Hey kids, because I literally had, it looked like Frankenstein. I had freaking, a huge scar, staples in my head. It looked pretty awesome, actually. But that's all the staples are out now. It's healing up very well. So hopefully in a little while you won't be able to tell all that much. But I'm going to have a scar for the rest of my life, I'm sure. On my nice bald head. That's just great. So anyway, so that's what I've been going through. Like I said, not a very good Labor Day holiday for the family, but we're through it all. We're working through the issues that we had to deal with. Trying to get back down here in the layout. I have got some things done. Not a lot, but a couple little things around here. I'll make some segments and just kind of show, just to kind of get caught up where I am, but no major work has been done. But I am doing some work over at the bench, some DCC sound installations. I'll show you that. That's a little wobbly because it'll be handheld, but anyway, I am trying to get some stuff cleared off of the bench and get these engines back on the layout. And a couple of other small things have been done, and I'll show you those segments. So anyway, so I'm back on the road to recovery, feeling a lot better. Again, I got my strength back. I did have physical therapy come in, and they were doing some exercises I had to do. And one of the nice things, this is kind of cool, the occupational therapist gave me this stuff that's called therapy putty. It's a green, look like the green slime on Nickelodeon, but it looks kind of like silly putty, but a lot harder. And you use it, you kind of squeeze it in your hand, and you use your finger to work on your arm strength and whatnot. It's really cool stuff. And I'm thinking, man, if I can keep this, I could use it for the layout, because I can use it to stick parts in when I want to paint them and things like that. It's great stuff. So I asked the occupational therapist, can I keep this? And she's like, oh yeah, with COVID, we're not taking that back. I'm like, yay, score, at least something good happened. Although I'm probably going to pay like $400 for this little tub of therapy putty. But anyway, at least I get something out of it, right? All kinds of syringes, because I got to jack myself up with saline and heparin when I'm doing this. So I got enough supplies to do painting, mixing paint for the rest of my life. And again, it's probably going to cost me a ton of money, because this stuff's not free that I'm going through. But anyway, we're working through it. So that's where I am. That's a situation that happened to me. That's why I've been gone for a little while. Plus it was summertime, and I was kind of enjoying the weather. It was hard to be in the basement when the weather was nice. But now that we're getting back into fall, got some more thing. I'll get back here on the layout. I'm looking around, trying to, figure out what I want to do next. I want to get all the signals working. I want to get some scenery done. Probably make some trees for various areas around the layout. So more to come. So let's pop into a couple segments of just things going on. And again, I will put some pictures up that kind of show the situation up here, the railroad tracks of the Frankenstein head that I had. If you don't want to see it, I'll warn you ahead of time, and I'll tell you where to skip ahead of that to get back to the trains, which is why we're here. We're not here for brain surgery stuff, but that's what I went through. So I figured I'd let people know what's going on. So, all right, let's take a break. We'll go back to the other segments and enjoy the pictures of the head if you want to see that stuff, because it's kind of interesting to see that thing. So, all right, let's get into the other stuff. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so one of the things I've been trying to get caught up on, because I have too many of these things in pieces on the workbench here, are some DCC sound conversions. These are two New York Central Fairbanks Morse C-liners that I purchased from a gentleman on eBay. who I won't mention. They're from Kingston Locomotive Works. I recommend you check out their website. Nice site, some pretty good prices. Turns out he's a subscriber, or at least he knows of me. He watched the videos, and when he realized it was me, he actually sent me 2 extra locomotives. So I was like really appreciative of that. I'm not going to mention names because I know people sometimes don't want their names out there, but thank you very, very much. He had put Loc pilots in them. What I'm actually doing is converting them to TCS Wow Sound, just so they're sound equipped. But these are a little bit of work going on these. I'm fairly far along. I'm using an article. I'll show you that in a minute. These are the True Line trains. This is what they are. A very good article by Mr. Jim Six, who has some outstanding New York Central articles. I'm handheld here, so bear with me. But this is a really good article. Talk about, I'm pretty much just kind of following along what he had done with the detail parts he had. I'm not doing everything that he did, but a lot of it. And I've also went out and I bought some, for those that don't know, the New York Central System Historical Society has an archive now with a lot of really, really good photographs. And you can buy pictures, $5 each. I've bought several. You know, it helps support the society and whatnot, but really, really good photographs. I highly recommend, you know, go to the New York Central System Historical Society site, and there's links from there, from the Collingwood shop, to get to the digital archive. And you can look through thousands of photographs of pretty much anything. So good resource for detailed photos, and really good stuff in there. So those are going on. What I did do for these to add the sound, these are the frames. You can see they're totally torn down. Yeah, I completely tore these down. I don't know why. Because what I did on these, I wanted to try using these are the TCS high bass speakers. So in order to put them in, I needed to mill out the back. Well, my good friend Brad White, who has a milling machine, he actually milled it for me. So they've been milled. I just got them back and cleaned up. So thank you, Brad, for your help. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's just set down about 1/8 of an inch for the speakers to sit right in there. Really nice. That's where the original speakers would have sat, but they just sat right on top of the frame. Well, I wanted to put them down a little bit, keep the height down. So those are going on. Hopefully get those done soon. Another thing I really want to get off the bench here are these New York, Ontario, and Western FT. This is a Stewart Hobbies AB set. Powered A unit, dummy B unit. This one's pretty much ready to go. I got the motherboard set in there. And again, these were totally torn down so I could paint, you know, and weather the trucks. So these are pretty much, I just need to start soldering stuff up, get them back together. I do have some details I want to add. Not a whole lot. I think I added a couple lift rings on this here and there. And if my friend who does a 3D printing for me is allegedly, and I think he is because he's been very, very busy, but the New York, Ontario, and Western had a hot air recovery cover hatch, I'll call it, that sat here over this rear fan. And he made one for me 3D printed. He sent them to me, but unfortunately I never got it, so I think they got lost by the Postal Service. No comment on that. So hopefully I'll get that, be able to add that up. I did put new horns on it. Added the New York, Ontario, and Western, you can see there on the front, had a unique arrangement on the FTs for the grab irons. So I added those on, added windshield wipers, and then added the what do you call them, these things, you know, to grab on the grabs to walk up and down the ladders and whatnot. Yeah, a little bit of a brain fart there, but can you blame me? I mean, come on, so they were drilling into my head. All right, so those are really close to being, you know, ready to go back together. I just need to get the darn thing started up. I got the weathering on. I did add a speed recorder here on the front truck, so I'm looking forward to getting these done, getting weathered a little bit, and then getting them on the layout. And same with the sea liners. I am working on, well, that's a Broadway Limited Pennsy L1 that I'm thinking of maybe converting to a Wow Sound. We'll see about that. Then I do have other things going on that I need to get. That's what I mean. I need to get this stuff done. Here's a Mathern Genesis. I have a New York, Ontario, and Western F3A unit. I'm going to run with it with the FT, A, and B. So I'll have an AB, FT, AB, then an F3A. That'll be kind of a nice looking set. And then I saw on eBay a New York Central F3A and B. So I figured, what the heck, I'll pick them up. So that's going on. So I need to get all this stuff done. I still have the Trix New York Central 282 mic that I'm working on. That's somewhere put away at the moment. But that's pretty close. I've done a lot of work on that. And unfortunately, obviously I didn't video any of these conversions. Just with everything going on, I just didn't do it. I just couldn't get around to it. And plus over here it's a little harder because you notice I'm kind of wibbly wobbly because I'm just going handheld here at the workbench. If I was going to do that, I'd like to bring the tripod in and try to set it up and get better lighting and make it a little bit more stable. But I'm going to get this stuff done and cleared off. And so now what we'll do is I've done a few things over on the layout. We'll just take a wander over there and kind of see what's going on. Not a whole lot, but getting back in the mood to start doing some work. But a few things got done over there. So take a quick break. We'll get back on the tripod and then we'll go see what's going on over on the layout side. Alright, so like I said, a few things have been done. So over here in Sharon, I got the coal trestle in and got the two different types of coal in there. And I do have a plexiglass piece in front to protect it because it is so close to the aisle that I don't want an errant elbow or arm or other dangling appendage if you're reaching in to do some uncoupling to hit it. So I put that in, and I do have the board out front here for the Sharon South Industrial Tract, the electrically locked hand lock. Similar to the other ones I have on the layout, the crew comes along with a key. They can unlock it, and then they can move the turnout. Then when they leave, they would in theory lock it again. I just leave the key hang there, whatever. So that is, again, one thing that's been done. Hopefully that shows up shooting through the plexiglass. Other than that, I haven't really done a whole lot more over here in the Sharon area. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. So we'll show a couple other things that have been done. I do need to get in there and still do some more detailing back in the factory. But really, just been having some fun. I did actually do some switching, just having a little bit of fun. You know, that's what the whole layout's for, is really to enjoy myself. So I did actually do some running of trains during this wonderful event. So having fun, having a good time. Want to get ready to have another op session at some point in time. So the factory's still there, didn't go anywhere. All right, let me show you a few other items I got done. Okay, one of the more just practical things I did, my main man Bill Schopf had a couple leftover shelves, and I noticed that when people were over to operate, the one thing I kind of overlooked was an area where you could kind of set stuff down, either a bottle of water, bottle of soda, a little clipboard, your pens, your pencils, your cell phone, whatever you're working with. And and more the layout gets finished, it takes away spaces where I used to have areas where I could do that kind of stuff. So you can see here, that's what I added. Bill had a bunch of these shelves. He let me use them. So I have them installed. Got some coasters on them now just for fun. It does have a nice little rib there in the back. If you're using car cards, you can set them in there. Something like that. So that's I have several of those installed. One there. You can see more way up there at the far end of Eugene. And there's one way over there over at Wallace Junction. And then there's one also over in Lake City. And I had to be careful because I do take aisle space, and one of the things in this layout I should have built with bigger aisles. But yeah, when people tell you that kind of stuff, listen to them because they're right. You do want bigger aisles than you think. Go at least 3 feet. But too late for me. Save yourselves. A little one right here in Sharon, not quite as large. Again, it's just something to put some stuff down so you're not laying it on the layout, because I really don't have any space on the layout anymore. Actually, there's nowhere here on the layout now that's pure plywood. Everything's pretty much finished out to the aisles. So I thought, it makes sense. And Bill offered them up. So I said, thank you, sir. And I got those installed. All right, so let's take a wander down to Wallace Junction, and we'll take a look at what happened down there. Okay, just for fun, again, because I kind of backdated the whole layout, I did add a tower here in Wallace Junction. You can also see there's the shelf in front, and I've already got stuff stacked on it. Some spoons and brushes and knives and whatnot. But I added this tower. This tower was from a gentleman from his estate sale. Had it for a while. Always kind of liked the look of it. Didn't know exactly what it was initially. It's actually a Walthers tower. If I had known that, the one thing I kind of regret is it was together. I did add an interior to it. I added lights, interior and exterior lights, and a dude there on the stairs. Some other details around it. But what I didn't do, and what I didn't really like, was the way he had kind of mucked up the roof a little bit. I guess it's supposed to look like raised shingles. If I had realized before I got too far along and re-glued the roof on, after doing the interior, I would have, looked for the kit on eBay or something like that, or at a train show, and then put it, would have re-roofed it. Too late, but okay, so whatever. So that is it. That's the Wallace Junction Tower. I just wanted to have that in there so that it's that got done as well. So like I said, things were slowed down a little bit, of course, because of summertime, and then well, with the having brain surgery, that kind of put a kink in things too a little bit. But we're back now, so I want to keep moving on. I definitely have some more scenery I want to get going, working on, but doing well, feeling a lot better. So hopefully be able to, what I really need to do, because people have asked about it, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just haven't, and I apologize. Just show some trains running. Have some fun. Just run some trains, and let's see how things look going through the scenery and whatnot. But what I wanted to do was actually get some of those DCC conversions done and actually run, nice weathered looking locomotives, not the shiny out of box stuff. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, that's what I preferred, and I wanted to try to get that done. So I'll keep plugging away at that. I do need to get trees. I'm probably going to, now that the nicer weather is here, or the little bit cooler weather, go out in the garage, maybe start making some super trees, or using the super tree material to make bigger trees to go up here on top of that little hill, which is actually more like a mountain for this layout. But there's a lot to do. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this posted. Again, just wanted to do this quick, let you know I'm still here, doing okay. Whew, went through a lot. It was not a very nice or enjoyable Labor Day holiday for the Bennett family, but we got through it and doing better. Keep plugging away here, keep plowing ahead. Now that's fall. I'm going to get that itch back. The itch is coming back to get back in the layout, get working. Get my brain fixed up, get off these damn antibiotics, and forge ahead. All right. More to come, folks, as Frankenstein here gets back to work on a layout.